Hello everybody and welcome back to Farm Sim 25 and welcome back to the New Frontier. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are going to be trying to make money as usual. So there's going to be a lot of selling wood again, but you guys seem to want me to talk more, so we're going to try to avoid having a lot of time lapse and or at least if we do a time lapse we'll try to include a lot more talking. Now we are currently in the hole. We are at minus $353 due to all of the maintenance of our facilities. So we need to get started with work as soon as possible. Now, Bessie here has her trailer. We've already loaded up the first ever long plank we have for our little sawmill over there. And so we're going to run that into town. We learned our lesson the old-fashioned way of not selling up here because we didn't get any money last time. So we missed out on about $1,900 or $1,100 or something like that. So we don't want to do that again. So right out the gate, we're going to take this pallet into town. The warehouse has requested it, and they said they'll pay top dollar for it. So that's where we're going to go. I believe the warehouse is right over here behind the farmer's market. I don't know. They call it a warehouse. It looks more like a garden shed. I'll be real honest. But hey, who am I to talk? I don't even have a house. So to me, it is a warehouse. For me, I have a greenhouse. Does that count? I got old Bessie here. She keeps me warm at night. But yeah, we're going to get over here. We're going to sell these off. Hopefully make a nice little chunk of money in the process. Looks like we just pull her right in here. Unstrap it. There we go. $1,900. That's beautiful. All we got to do is keep that sawmill full, and it's going to start giving us money. That's how that works. So I'm looking forward to it. Now, we got to go back. We got to fill up that sawmill because again, it takes about 2,300 liters of wood every single day. Well, I guess month to keep that thing running at full capacity. So we want to make sure that first thing, every single episode, we fill that sawmill up with at least enough to get it through to the next day. I don't necessarily need to fill it all the way up, because I don't mind it. It's a little bit of busy work at the beginning of the day just to kind of fill it up. But look at how bright it is. Good Lord, that sun is blinding with the fog. It's crazy. But I'll show you when we get back to the farm my kind of thoughts for a couple of different options that we could go today. One is, I mean, technically we should be able to cut the grass, right? We have the new mower. And we could absolutely end up cutting a lot more grass than we did the first time. And then, of course, we would have to windrow it and pick it up, right? But the other thing that we need to look at... Sorry. This is driving me bonkers. This is just money sitting here. Or it can help fill up the sawmill. Either or. There's a little forestry winch that you can attach to the back of a tractor and use that to pull stuff out. We're gonna let... I can't take this away from Bessie. She does love to yeet herself over that hill. It's fun. But yeah, we'll shut her down for the time being. So that is one option that we could try to get today. It's relatively inexpensive. I want to say it's like $9,500 for the small winch that fits on the back of a tractor. But that would help us in the meantime. But the other thing is, if we go in here, there's a couple of things in here. There's a baler. The baler's $24,000. Now, this baler's not particularly amazing, right? It just isn't. And I know it doesn't help us in terms of silage, right? Because we don't have a way to wrap those bales. And I'm pretty confident that the wrapper is going to be a lot more expensive. Okay, let me save real quick. The wrappers, let me look. Grassland or bales maybe, baling, there we go. So we have wrappers here. There's a couple of different styles of wrapper. This actually is not bad. This is what we're looking at. I think this is going to be our money maker going forward for a little bit, or at least part of what helps us make some money. We can make silage a lot quicker by making bales, right? Like, I feel like that's a good thing for us. So this wrapper is kind of low-key on my radar. If we can get that baler and that wrapper, I think that's going to go a long ways for us. But in the meantime, we need to... Hello? We need to jump in the old Massey Ferguson and make some money. So that's the goal for right now, right? That's always our goal. We got to make money, right? So, yeah, I think we go over here. We're going to cut down a couple of these little, whatchamacallers, the aspen trees to fill up the sawmill. Get us enough in the sawmill that we don't have to worry about it. Any luck, these aspen trees won't be too heavy. That's too heavy. That figures. We'll just have to cut it into smaller chunks so that we can manage it. But if we cut these aspen trees up, we can throw them in there, no problem, and keep us going. Hey, look, piece of wood we missed. Now, some of you guys did give us a really good idea. Holy moly. It's kind of crazy. Oh, it's because I'm downhill from it. I was like, man, that's kind of weird. It jacked up the truck. All right. That should be more than enough wood, I would assume, right? Yeah, we got 3,800 liters. Plenty of wood in there for today. All right, so in the meantime, we need to cut down a bunch of trees. We need to chop them up. We need to load them into the trailer. And some of you guys also said, why just load up this trailer? Why not load this trailer up too? And honestly, I don't have an answer as to why not. So we will do that. And this trailer, when it gets loaded up, actually ends up getting loaded or able to run back and forth a little bit quicker. So I might do so. You might see me do something a little awkward, which is use the crane from this, load this up, run this over to the thing, and then just not use this trailer for the time being. Because having a tractor that's barely able... I can put my chainsaw on this. Oh. I love that. I love that! Oh my god. I love that so much. But yeah, so... Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do for the time being. But our tractor just isn't powerful enough to hold this trailer. Especially once it's loaded. Like, I don't know if you guys noticed during the time-lapse. I know a couple of people mentioned it, but yeah, she was struggling. Alright, the Massey Ferguson was struggling to go up the hill, pulling that trailer. So, she seems to be a little bit out of her comfort zone in terms of horsepower requirement for this trailer. Now, this trailer did not say that it had a horsepower requirement. So, that by itself is a little bit disconcerting, but... it is what it is. It's obvious that the Massey Ferguson was struggling, so we're going to try to avoid that in today's episode, if we can. Alright, so we are finally here. It doesn't take that long in the truck, which is why this is such a good idea. It takes longer to bring the tractor over. But if we can use that crane to load up the trailer and get good loads like this, like we can get the money pretty quickly, I think. Yeah, let's see how much we're going to get. Our best ever, I think, was either 11 or 14,000. Can't remember exactly, but this should be our best one ever by a long shot. That was disappointing. How was that only 8,300? I feel like we just got robbed. Well, that's disappointing, to say the least. Alright, but the good news is we do have enough money now to go ahead and get the winch. But then that means I gotta bring the tractor over, pick up the winch, and go, because I don't think there's any way that I can use anything to get the winch in the trailer. Alright, so the baler is 24,000. The winch was 9,500, I believe. So we go back down here to forestry. There is our winchers. Okay, so as you can see, there's multiple bigger, crazier stuff. We are after this little sucker. It was only 8,500, so we're actually going to have a little bit of money left over. And it can winch up to 6.6 tons. So that'll help us by dragging all the trees out. Hopefully. We're going to go ahead and pick that up. Now, there is no way that I can somehow get this into the trailer. So we're just going to go ahead and head back to the farm, grab the tractor, bring the Massey Ferguson over, pick it up, bring it back out. Alright, so we've managed to get back to the farm with the new winch. And I think it's time to rescue old Larry the log from the pond here. One of the things that we did on day number 1 that I've kind of hated is that that log has just been sitting in the bottom of this pond, or this little spring, the entire time. So, what I'm thinking, we should be able to grab this, go over here, attach that. That's what I'm talking about. We got it, boys! Come out here, Larry. You've been in the water long enough. You're mine. And just for that, because you are Larry, you're going to go over here and you're going to sit. We're not going to use you for anything. But you're no longer in the the pond, so. Oops. There we go. We'll put Larry the log right over here. Use it as like a park bench kind of deal. Set him right here. He can overlook his little former resting place. Look at it. Just come over here, sit on Larry, enjoy a nice little moment of reflection. Careful now, Larry. You're pushing me now. He's like, screw you, I was enjoying the spring. So much for that, huh? Vacation's over. Time to get to work. Alright. So, I have an idea. Now, early on in the series, we said we would not be doing contracts unless we have the equipment to do so. And I think that we absolutely have the equipment to do a contract. So, I'm going to drop the winch here. I'm going to hook up to our fancy little logging trailer over here. And I will see you guys in a minute when we get close to where we're going to be picking up the wood from. There's a wood transport contract that's over by where the store is, right? So what I'm thinking is that we should be able to do this contract and get a little bit of money, and it's a pretty easy thing to do, and gets us out of doing the same thing we've been doing over here forever. So yeah, I figured it mix it up a little bit, get a little bit extra money. It should be super straightforward and simple. I'm pretty confident that it's like right up here at the top of the hill by the farm. Now I haven't accepted it yet because I'm pretty sure it's a timed contract. So I'm gonna wait till I get all the way over there. Then we'll accept it. Then we'll go lift up all the logs put in here. We should be able to get them all. It's only 11 trees. So hopefully we can get all of that in one load. And then I'm assuming it'll go to the sawmill and we'll be done from there. But yeah, I'll see you guys when we get over there. All right, so we're here. I'm going to go ahead and hit the contract, and we will get this going. So I will accept the contract. We have successfully started the contract. Now we just need to pull over here next to these logs that just are so nicely stacked. And yeah, we should be able to get this in one load. And the good news is it's right on top of the hill, so we don't have to worry about our tractor not having enough horsepower. It's kind of perfect. All right, so where are we going to take them to? Okay, taking them to the sawmill, it looks like. Shocker. Okay. Well, let's... Oop. Retract. Let's get it going. Old Red here is a little bit slow going with this trailer, especially when it's loaded down. But should make it no problem. Alright, this should complete the contract. Perfect. And we get an extra $14. Woohoo! Hold this thing up. Oh god. It's an oopsie. It's an oopsie. It's fine. Let's see what's going on. Alright, so if we go in here and we collect, that should be a good chunk for us. $2,800. Now, I thought that was a nice, easy way to make a little bit of money. Doesn't take very long to do that. We own the equipment, so it's not like we leased equipment to do it or anything like that. So I think that's fair. Ben asking us to do a job, we have the equipment to do it. I don't have a problem with that. But yeah. I just don't think that it's one of those things where you should be able to lease the equipment and do it. That's kind of dumb, in my opinion. So, I don't mind doing a contract as long as I have the equipment to do it. But we're not going to be relying on contracts. Just do them here and there. I don't mind, as long as we have the equipment. But yeah, we're going to head back over. We got $4,300, which means we need to earn about 20 grand in order to pick up the baler that's in the shop. All right. So, yeah, we wanted to showcase what this thing is going to be used for. So this is a prime example. Look how easy it was to process this. Now, I didn't get my measurements just quite so, but we did a pretty decent job, right? And as long as we can manage that, like, we're going to get a much better result from here on out, right? Being able to drag everything out of the woods, bring it over here, stage it up, cut everything into as best lengths as we could. You can see I started a little bit short, ended up trying to adjust the rest of them. That led to a mess here in the middle, but then after that we got into a rhythm and got decent lengths from there. Now all we got to do is load all these trees up and we're good to go, right? Like that's the whole point of this. Like it should make things much simpler going forward. That's why I wanted that winch, because dealing with all this stuff in the middle of the... Watch this. This is going to be even better. So we're going to pull this right about here, right, to start with. All right. Then we'll go grab our Massey Ferguson. We'll drop off the winch. So this is how you start to build sort of a logging empire, right? Like, as much as we want to get into the farming side of things, and we probably will at some point, that's just not really in the cards at the moment. I do want to get into the grass and all that stuff. Poor Bessie's got a tree growing out of her roof, or out of her hood right now. Or bonnet for those of you outside the U.S. But we were able to cut all these trees down, drag them out in relatively quick time, and then once we get them all, like, processed, from there, it's just measuring them up, getting them cut, and then all we got to do is pull this in. And it just requires a lot less work going forward, you know what I mean? That is the whole purpose of this. So we should be able to, in theory, pull this right over here. And then start using our crane, and we should be able to load all this stuff up, or at least load an entire trailer full pretty quickly. Ooh, $11,000. Nice. All right, well, let's go get another load. Alright, so didn't quite make enough to get the baler today, but we got close. We got the winch. You guys see the premise of what I was thinking of when we got the winch. That's going to make it so much easier for us. We cut down a whole bunch of trees, dragged them over, processed them, get them ready, and then we can load them relatively quickly and get them delivered. There is another wood delivery contract that's like $3,800, but the delivery is from the back corner of the map all the way here. I just don't feel like doing that for the price. I could just do my own trees and make more money. But I think overall, I think we accomplished what we wanted to in this one. Didn't quite get the baler, but we're very close. In the next episode, 100% we will be getting the baler. That's not going to be a problem. So I'm looking forward to it. I really am. But yeah, I'm not sure exactly how this video is going to turn out. You guys wanted more talking, so I'm trying to like do jump cuts and talk more. So let me know what you guys think. I'm sorry if I keep saying the same things over again, but it's just one of those things, like, this is all new to me, trying to like edit a coherent story or a coherent series together. When you're like, normally I would do like after action commentary on like World of Warship Legends. So like that to me is easy because I just explain what's going on. Whereas this, in the moment, I'm trying to explain what's going on, as well as you know, doing it at the exact same time. And that becomes a little bit more difficult. But with one last yeet, we will be at the farm. Woohoo! Oh my god, that was our best yeet yet. That was perfect! Well done, Bessie! That was perfect. And we didn't hit a tree stump for once. But with that being said, I think I'm pretty happy with how today has went. We have done so much. I know it doesn't seem like it, right? Because we only got the winch, right? This is the only thing that we actually got today. But this is a huge step forward, because you just saw why. I could cut everything, and instead of having to deal with the frustration and everything of processing it on site, I can drag it out of the way, bring it over here to a nice flat-ish area, process all the trees, get them cut to roughly the same lengths. That way they are much easier to deal with. And you can see, like, there is possibilities to grab multiple logs at once, so things are just getting streamlined, right? We're getting streamlined. I know it doesn't seem like we've done a whole lot today, but look at that money in the bank right now. We got $20,000. That is the most we've ever ended an episode with. And that should tell you everything you need to know. Now, I know we've earned this before, but the amount of work and frustration that went into it before versus what we just did right there to make this $20,000, way different, right? Like, it was so much easier this way. So I am pretty happy. I'm not going to lie. I am very happy with how things went today. So I hope you guys are excited. We're going to continue with this series that we have managed to start to make some actual meaningful progress. Like, we've got our mower, we've got our fuel tank, we've got our truck, our trailer, our claw machine, our sawmill's working. We got our crane trailer, we've got our tractor, we got our windrower. We're so close to getting the baler. Once we get that baler, that is going to be life-changing. The amount of... because we already have the windrower. Even if we don't turn it into silage right away, which we should be able to get the wrapper in no time flat, and then we'll be able to turn those bales into silage. But even if we don't turn it into silage right away, like, just being able to pick everything up relatively quickly is a huge step forward for us, and we will be able to maintain cutting grass and making more money that way too. So, with all of that being said, thank you guys so much. I can't wait to hear from you guys down in the comments below. And if you like what I'm doing, punch a like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.